Welcome to the journey, a different kind of storybook. My name is Brother Charles Taylor, and once again, it's story time. I wrote today's story back in March 2011, so please make yourself comfortable and see if you see yourself or someone you love in the story. It's story time. Today's story is Rejection for kids. The purpose of my stories is to find the root cause of our struggles along our journey. I believe that we can't cure any problem until we know what the problem is. In my story, Emotions, I wrote about how we handle our emotions is critical to our freedom. As you might know, we have many emotions, and any one of them can trip us up if out of control. One day I was suffering from the emotional pains of rejection, and it inspired me to write this story. When I think of the different types of rejection, it occurs to me that just how many people probably suffer from it. Rejection can come at us from a variety of directions, but eventually ends up in the same place. Separation, loneliness, sadness, anger, social rejection, family rejection, peers and friendship rejections can all cause deep pain to us. I believe it's extremely important to find out the source of our pain so that we can face it, work through it, and eventually have victory over it. Have you ever seen a group of kids playing at recess or at a park, and you've gone over to join them and they tell you to go away? Some may even have laughed at you because of how you look or where you live. How does that make you feel? To be snubbed can really hurt, and if we experience that pain long enough, then it can, and often does, harm us for a long, long time. Recently, I was talking with my baby sister. She was telling me the different things that were causing her pain. As I was listening to her, two things became very clear to me. One, that all of her pains were rooted in rejection. Rejection from our father, rejection from her co-workers, and rejection from other family members too. Number two, I saw how this pain of rejection has affected and influenced her entire life. Now, being her big brother, I feel this strong urge to protect her. But since we are so many miles apart, I'm left helpless and angry. Not at her, but at her situation. See, she looks for and expects the best of people, but too often, the best just isn't in them. After all, you can't give what you don't have. And should we really expect to find roses growing in a desert? In several of my stories, I talk about the importance of balance. I try to encourage her not to get too high or too low with her expectations of others, because sooner or later, people will let you down. I encourage her to be true to herself, to keep her chin down and her guard up. It is my opinion that since no man has created us, that we shouldn't try so hard to please them, and we surely shouldn't let anyone determine who we are or who we're going to be. They can change like the weather. So, what should we do with this pain of rejection? How should we handle it? I'd like to offer my humble suggestion, and you might have one of your own. Are you ready? Buckle up. Early one Sunday morning. I just love saying that. I guess it's because it reminds me of Easter Sunday morning. And that's definitely another story I didn't write down. My pastor one Sunday morning said in his sermon that we shouldn't get hung up on all those things that are going around us in our life. Right after he said that, I believe that God spoke to me and told me not to get hung up on the earthly things, but instead get hung up on the one who got hung up on the tree for you and for me. He never fails. He never will. To God be the glory. Never give up. Love and peace. Brother Charles.